We are in storm alert this morning here on 5 on your side. Here's a live look at the roads this morning. We are in storm alert, as I said, as another round of snow moves across the bi-state area. Good morning. I'm Randy Knott. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in for our special storm alert coverage. We want to help you stay safe. We want to help you be informed during the freezing rain and the snow that is now moving back into our area. And again, we can't stress it enough. If you don't have to go outside driving, please don't do it. We do have team coverage from all around the area with all the information you need to know about the weather. We have folks on the bi-state. We have them in St. Charles. We have them here in the Weather Center, Collinsville, and in Town and Country. But let's get started right now with Anthony Slaughter in the Weather Department. And, you know, we've been talking about this for a few days now about the storm moving in. It's packing quite a punch.
Yeah, that next round, as we were expecting after 9 o'clock, has moved in, and it is here, coming down pretty good. Look at our Chesterfield camera. I've been watching this camera for the last few hours, and the thing you're going to notice here is the roadway, the interstate, starting to become covered with even volume building. I mean, we've had cars on the road all morning. MoDOT's been out all morning, but now the snow is coming down so heavy that crews are just not able to keep up. And if you are about to head out the door at any point through the day, just keep in mind there will be snow-covered roads out there. We have snow being reported at Lambert at 28 degrees and our wind chills at 20. There's the radar. All of this is snow. We're talking no freezing rain, no sleet for it right now. It's farther south where you go, where you can see the freezing rain is mixing in with some snow out towards Mount Vernon. Same deal for Carbondale. And you're getting a little bit out towards Farmington and southern Reynolds, Iron, Dent, and Phelps County. And we've even had some thunder freezing rain down there. For the most part, this is just getting going. As we head towards 4 o'clock, we'll still be dealing with heavy bands of snow in St. Louis. And it's not until about 7, 8, 9 o'clock when things start to lighten up. But even still, towards midnight, we're still tracking snow, but it won't be that heavy as we get towards the overnight hours. We're still expecting an additional 3 to 5 inches of snowfall here in St. Louis, where there will be freezing rain to our south from Rolla to Farmington over towards Mount Vernon. That's where you'll have lesser amounts, but overall the bottom line is travel will be dangerous through the day, so do stay at home if you have the power to do so. If you're venturing out, just make sure you go slow and pay attention to the folks around you, because most of the time it's not you, it's the other folks. So with that being said, we'll watch the radar for you and let you know when this next band of heavy snow moves in. But right now it's here for the most part in St. Louis. We'll watch it for you through the morning. For now, Rennie, back over to you. Or actually, excuse me, we're going to check the roads. Forgot we were doing that this hour. Okay, so 10:03. Here we are looking at an incident on 70. This is at Highway K, where you'll see the truck that's off on the shoulder. This thing actually spun out and was facing the wrong direction for a while. So now they've got that back off on the shoulder, but 70, you do have one lane block there at Highway K. This is 270 at Doherty Ferry. You can barely make out the cars right in front of the camera. So that just shows you the visibility is greatly reduced in these heavy bands of snow that are moving through. And we'll take you to parts of Jefferson and St. Genevieve County. This is 55 at 67, and you can see even there we've got snow-covered roads and also ice to deal with. So no major crashes right now. That is the good news. However, we have been keeping you posted with team coverage all morning long. So with that being said, I'm going to switch gears here and toss things out to Ryan Henson. He is live somewhere on the roads. Ryan, where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm South County. I'm driving on Gravway right now, heading towards Fenton, and you can see right here, if we switch to the dash cam right here, snow-covered roads, like you said. Here goes a MoDOT truck right on time, plowing off the roads, trying to keep them as clear as possible. And, you know, obviously on these smaller roads, we were on the interstate earlier, now we're kind of on these roads here. These big trucks are still just as big as they are out there, so give them plenty of space to do what they do. Obviously, they're going to be throwing off snow and debris there, so we're going to stay about, 500 feet back or 50 feet? Can't read, you got to stay a little bit far back. But, you know, you can hear that snow, that sleet mix coming down, making the roads a little treacherous out here too. So slow down. We haven't had too many ice as we're haven't felt too much ice as we're driving, but, you know, you never know what's underneath the surface. And obviously with, you know, the conditions, the elements, you don't want to risk it as well. A lot of people heeding that advice, staying slow, driving at a nice comfortable pace so everybody feels comfortable and gets to where they're going, because I don't think anybody really wants to be out here right now. Abby's in St. Charles. Is it the same situation out there, Abby? What's it like?
Well, Ryan, actually, this is kind of that big, fluffy, catch on your tongue kind of snow that's falling from the sky here in St. Charles. I agree with you. It's definitely something that looks prettiest when you're maybe sitting inside your house looking out a window. Definitely don't want to be looking through your car windshield if you can avoid it. But if you do have to get out on the roads, you'll see a lot of this snow. You also see a lot of these cars stalled on the side of the road here. Like we have one right here behind me on one side, the westbound side of 70, and then we have another one over there on the eastbound side of 70. Cars all over the place on the highways throughout the area that just had to stop. So a reminder that even if you think you're making a short trip on icy roads like these, make sure you are leaving with a full tank of gas in your car so you don't have to pull over at any point in time. Now here in St. Charles, it has been pretty much snowing non-stop. We headed down to Main Street this morning where, you know what, your holiday spirit might be warm, but that's about it because there is snow covering a lot of those different holiday decorations there that Main Street is known for this time of year. We also saw several shops posting on their windows that they will be closed because of this snow. Some people decided they wanted to get out and enjoy it. Well, you know what, it'll look pretty. If you enjoy it by foot, maybe that's a little bit easier because the roads are going to be a little slick and slippery. We also saw some situations where people were trying to just navigate down a main road like 5th Street right here off 70, and somebody appeared to have slid just into a curb, and that messed up one of their tires. They were parked kind of like this on the road, and that caused some issues for them, wound up having to be towed away. The biggest issues we've seen have been on the on and off ramps. That's where things can be still a little bit slushy, a little dicey. Road is wet, and as the snow continues to fall, the temperatures continue to stay low. That's going to be a continued issue with the ice that could be building up under all this snow. So bringing it back out here to where I am, again, we're in St. Charles near 70 right up here. We've been out here all morning and we wanted to do a quick snow levels check here, see how deep it's getting, because Anthony was mentioning we have several inches still to come down. Here in St. Charles, it is about 3.5, almost 4 inches where we are standing right now, and it is only going to get deeper from that. I'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, thank you, Abby. As this second punch of snow makes its way into our area, we can't stress it enough. Be careful. The numbers are alarming from Missouri State Highway Patrol. Since yesterday, they received more than 500 calls. They responded to more than 200 crashes. 4 were fatal. Between 5:30 last night and 9:30 this morning, Illinois State Police had 46 calls, 12 crashes, no fatalities. If you must leave your home today, be sure to have the 5 on Your Side app with you before you go. You'll be able to get weather updates anytime and anywhere. The app is free to download and it is in our app store. We'll be right back with our extended storm coverage right after the break.
Welcome back. Here we are at 10:11. You're taking a live look outside downtown where the snow is coming down. You can see the visibility is greatly reduced right now. That is a look at the Enterprise Center where snow downtown is starting to accumulate. So if you are headed out, if you got to get out the door, just be careful. You can see even from Chesterfield, we are at 28 degrees at Lambert, and even there 64 starting to get covered. Snow is coming down and it is heavy right now. So just make sure that if you do have to get out, you go very, very slow, because while the snow is just getting started, those accidents are starting to pile up once again as well. So there's the radar. You can see all of St. Louis, St. Charles County dealing with the snow, even across the Metro East. You've got some really heavy pockets of snow out towards Belleville and stretching over towards Carlisle. And that's starting to mix in with some freezing rain and sleet out towards Mount Vernon, Nashville, DeCoin. And you can see the pink here from Perryville down towards Lesterville, even across parts of Dent and Phelps County. We've even got a little lightning bolt that showed up there. So that's indicating we still do have some thunder freezing rain down across parts of southern fringes of our viewing area. But notice the blue, how far down south it extends. So Farmington, Potosi, Sullivan, this is mainly a snow event right now, but you're still expecting to see that switch over to freezing rain. I would say from southern Jefferson County over towards Washington County and point south, that's where we're going to see about 1/10 of an inch of ice and maybe 1/4 of an inch of ice in some spots there. All of this activity is still just getting going, as now we're watching that next band of heavy snow push through, and this is going to be the trend at least until the early afternoon hours before we catch a little break before things really start to lighten up overnight. So the winter storm warning still posted until midnight tonight for all the counties here shaded in pink, and also Phelps, Crawford, and Washington. You've been added to that since the overnight update. So if you're just waking up and joining us, if you've had the day off and you've been sleeping in, that is one update to our forecast. Generally speaking, in those pink shaded counties is where we will see the heaviest accumulating snow. And outside of that is where we'll see lesser amounts down towards Farmington, Perryville, and across southern parts of Reynolds, Iron, and Dent County. So again, there's a Futurecast 4:30. We're still talking heavy snow and maybe even some freezing rain and sleet mixing in as we get towards that hour. But once we hit the evening hours, that cold air really rushes on in. So where we do get the freezing rain south, that will all transition to all snow. And this is about 9 o'clock tonight, still dealing with snow. And look at this, until 1 o'clock in the morning. The snow really starts to wind down then, but it's going to be a long duration of snow as we go towards the next few hours. So with that being said, 3 to 5 inches of snowfall expected for St. Louis. This is in addition to what we've already got on the ground, and that includes Jefferson County. It also includes Franklin County and St. Charles County. The Metro East, you're included in that as well. The farther south you go, south of Jefferson County towards St. Genevieve County and over towards Phelps, Dent and Reynolds County, that's where you'll see 1 to 3, but keep in mind there will be some freezing rain and sleet mixing in with that as well. Once we hit midnight and 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, things will start to wind down and we should be done with the snow. Temperatures today stay at about freezing or just below that. So whatever we get today, well, it stays frozen. Even tonight on that 7-day forecast, you're going to see we drop down to 20. So yes, very slippery conditions tomorrow morning. We get up to 34 tomorrow afternoon, so we'll melt away some of the snow, but for the most part, it'll still be with us even through Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, I do think a lot of that will be gone as temperatures climb back into the 40s, and we'll be near 50 with a dry week coming our way even into the weekend by Sunday. Okay, so that is a look at your forecast here, the latest numbers. Let's talk about your roads because they are a little dicey here. I pulled up the camera here. This is 55 at 141 where there was a crash in this stretch. You can see traffic is going slow, but the roads are really starting to get covered there. You can start to see you're losing some of the kind of that darker shading that we had all morning long. This is 270 at Doherty Ferry, and same deal. I mean, the visibility is greatly reduced through this stretch. So just make sure if you do have to head out the door that you are going slow, and you can even see some of the other cars we've got there on the road. They're taking heed to that warning. Even where the snow is really coming down towards Jefferson and St. Genevieve County, you got your speeds on 55 down to about 30 to 40. Same deal out of Franklin County, you're going about 30 to 40 on 44. And really across the heart of the metro, you can see there are lots of colors here. So 170, you're slow in pockets. Same deal on 270, slow in pockets. DePage Extension, 64. And we did have an earlier crash on 70 at Highway A. That is off on the shoulder, so heads up, you're going to see a semi that's off on the shoulder if you take that stretch. But notice our road weather index is showing all of the kind of gray white behind that map, and that indicates that we still have snow actively coming down. All right, so with that being said, we're going to switch gears right now. Our new traffic reporter, Kathleen England, is out at MoDOT this morning. You've been there all morning long. Any updates from you this morning?
Oh, Anthony, I tell you what, the best thing to do is stay off the roads. Let MoDOT crews get on those roads, plow them and treat them, and really stay off the roads all day if you can. I'm at the MoDOT Center. I'm at the Management Traffic Center. You can see right now they're looking at all of the interstates and they're monitoring them. MoDOT treats the roads, they plow the roads, they take care of the roads. But I also want to introduce you to another MoDOT team. You can see right there, Highway 70 at K. That truck right there with that arrow, that is called an emergency response team, and those people are out to help you.
Our motorist assist are now currently emergency response operators come up and they notify the public, they move the debris out of the road, push you out of the roadway, pull people out of the roadway, or put a traffic diversion around it. That's their main mission. It is a free service to the motorists, once again tax funded out there, but that purpose is once again to help the thousands of motorists out there on the roadway, not necessarily those individuals, while it helps them out.
So you see, MoDOT has two different type of crews. They treat the roads, they plow the roads, and then they have the emergency response team that you can call if you need help while you're on the interstate. So if you're getting ready, if you have to go out and you're getting ready to head out onto the interstates, jot this number down. It's at the bottom of your screen. It's 1-888-ASK-MoDOT. They will be there to help you with any type of condition on the roadway that you may need. But again, best thing is stay off the roads. If you have to go on the road, slow down, take it easy, drive with caution. And remember, you may be able to plow through that snow, but you won't be able to stop like you normally stop. And that's when you get into trouble. That's a look at your morning commute.
All right, thank you, Kathleen. Nice little first day on the job, huh? If you do get stuck on the side of the road, the safest place to be is inside of your car. You can stay warmer in there. First responders will be able to find you and you'll be protected from other cars that could lose control. You should also make sure to keep the exhaust pipe clear. We'll be right back. Good Monday morning and welcome back. We are in storm alert. The time right now is 10:20. The snow is starting to return into the bi-state area. And when the snow comes down, the roads get slick. So let's send things over to Ryan Henson, who is out on the highways with the Mighty Joe Young behind the wheel. And Ryan, what are you seeing now?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of snow on the road. Mighty Joe Young has two hands on the wheel. We're in the Winding Bluffs neighborhood here in Jefferson County. We're trying to take a look at some of these back roads, or these smaller roads, these neighborhood roads. These are some of the things that folks are going to have to deal with when they're just trying to get to the interstate, which is getting snow covered as well. Now, obviously, people got to take it slow. If you're on these hills going up and down, make sure you're really using caution. Avoid it if possible. We were behind a MoDOT truck a little bit ago, and they were dropping salt over all the overpasses they went over and all the entrance and exit ramps, trying to make sure they have those known problem areas covered. So right now we're just on the road. Visibility's down. Roads, they're not really slick, but obviously getting covered up, and we know that snow, that sleet and that ice is on its way too. So getting bad. If you really need to go out, you better do it sooner rather than later, obviously, but just be cautious on these roads. People taking it slow. Savannah's in Collinsville right now. Savannah, roads in Illinois are doing better, worse? What are we talking here?
I would say they're probably about the same. Also, I'm wondering, how did you get the assignment where you get to stay in the car all day? It's freezing out here. All right. So anyways, traffic conditions are pretty good. It's moving pretty fast. If anything, it also seems lighter than usual. Maybe people are staying home from work or school, avoiding some of this crazy weather that we're having. Now, IDOT crews have been treating these roads continuously since Sunday morning. They say these good conditions are both a blessing and a curse. Just because you can move fast doesn't mean that you should.
Prevailing speeds are actually above the posted speed limit. So we're actually seeing traffic on a Monday morning above the speed limit. So it's winter, we have snow and ice on the ground, but the men and women did a great job. The downfall of that is folks are taking advantage of it. So we really would like everyone to slow down.
Now, there were only 50 calls for service overnight here in Illinois, with 0 reported injuries or fatalities. IDOT wants to keep it that way, so this morning they are advising know your route, give yourself plenty of time to get from point A to point B. Check gettingaroundillinois.com for any road updates. Use public transit if possible, and give someone a heads up of your planned arrival. Stay safe out there, guys. And right now, as of right now, all roads are open in Illinois, and IDOT hopes to keep it that way. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Rennie, so I can get out of this crazy snow we're having.
Get inside and warm up, Savannah. Thank you very much. The weather that we're having will make for a mess on the roads, as you can see. Missouri State Highway Patrol recommends you keep some things in your car just in case. Bring a phone charger, make sure you have a working spare tire, pack flares, snacks, and sand or kitty litter. The sand and litter can be put under the tires to give you some friction in case your car does indeed end up getting stuck on the side of the road. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put some blankets in the car as well to keep you warm, just in case you're stuck and you can't continue to run your heater. You know what, Anthony? Snow is beautiful, it's great to look at, but also dangerous when you get out in it.
Very dangerous. That kitty litter and sand idea is a very good idea, especially if you only have rear-wheel drive, because I had that and I got stuck a lot in the snow.
It's
Don't
also
have it
good
anymore.
when you get the big bags, you put them in the trunk. It helps weigh your car down too, which will also help you get some more traction as well.
Definitely. So we will check your forecast in just a little bit. If you are just joining us, there's a live look outside in Chesterfield. Yes, it is snowing in earnest. We are back to explain and send you off as we say goodbye. Welcome back. As we get ready to send you off and say goodbye, we want to give you a quick check of your final forecast. And here you can see we're at 28 degrees. Live look in Chesterfield, starting to see those roads get covered with snow, and our winds still a little breezy out of the north at 8. There's the radar. You can see most of us are looking at snow right now. There is even some thunder snow down near Reynolds and Dent and Iron County, that's where they've had some freezing rain as well. It'll be mainly snow for the St. Louis metro area, and you can see we still do have winter storm warnings posted for all these counties here in pink until midnight tonight, and that's where we could see about 3 to 5 inches of snow for St. Louis metro. 1 to 3 still expected south with some freezing rain and sleet mixing in from southern Jefferson County over towards Mount Vernon, Farmington, and Rolla. All of this is done by midnight tonight, and well, we're expecting a dry week ahead as we get towards the next 7 days. As far as the traffic goes, here is a look at 64 Kings Highway, and you can see we're starting to get some of that accumulation building up on our interstates this morning, and even the visibility is pretty poor out there, especially along parts of 270 where things are really slow there as well at Doherty Ferry. But overall, no active crashes right now, Rennie. That's the good news, but as the snow is starting to pick up, of course, try to stay off of the roads to let MoDOT and IDOT keep the roads clear at least for tomorrow.
Let them do their jobs.
Yes.
As we say goodbye, here's a live look at the Arch, and folks, it really is down there by the riverfront. We'll see you back here at noon.